Hey everyone, welcome back. Chinese automaker NIO unveils its exclusive EV to take on the Panamera, to take on quite a few different vehicles. Listen, this thing is absolutely incredible. Interior wise, it is absolutely remarkable. Never really seen anything like it, especially from other European competitors. This, ladies and gents, is the ET9, and it's absolutely magnificent. It's a flagship sedan. This was unveiled at its annual customer event on Saturday, with the vehicle set to take on the Porsche AG Panamera series and the Mercedes-Benz Group. Now, it will take on the Mercedes-Benz S-Range class, so the S-Class will be quite a competitor to this vehicle. And I can tell you, with interior-wise, the S-Class and the ET9 are actually very similar. Not stylistic, but in the sense that they are extremely luxurious. The four-seater exclusive sedan, dubbed the ET9, is expected to start delivery in the first quarter of 2025. Now, with an estimated starting price of around 800,000 wons, that's $112,000. It is more expensive than the Tesla Model S. Tesla Model S starting price in China at least is 698,000 wons. This model will be equipped with NIO's self-developed 5-nanometer automotive-grade chip and a large cylindric battery system. This vehicle will also be compatible with a 900 voltage ultra-fast charging platform that could extend its range by 255 kilometers. That's 158 miles in 5 minutes. Integrated with over 100 NIO full-stack technology, NIO ET9 reaches a new height of innovation and technology development. As part of the company's strategy to build brand loyalty, NIO launched its major products and outlined strategies at NIO Day, a year-end gathering of corporate partners, customers, and media. For its first event in 2017, the company paid for flights, luxury hotels for everyone who had ordered a vehicle in years before production started. NIO also presents its latest generation of NIO Power Swap Stations, a platform that can quickly replace a depleted battery with a recharge one in a few minutes, as few as 3 minutes. The newest generation will be compatible with multiple brands. This is different brands of cars, and it can reduce the overall swapping time by 22%, the company has said. This is incredible. Let me explain to you what this is. These are the NIO swap stations. Instead of having your car being charged at home or at a charge station, if your car is built in with a swappable battery, you can literally drive up to the NIO swap station. The car will auto park itself into the swap station. It will drive itself into the swap station, you as the passenger, and you shouldn't interrupt it at all. The car does this on its own while it narrates this to you. And essentially, the car will get its battery swapped with a new, fresh, fully charged battery. And you can just drive out and go on with your day in less than 4 minutes. That's incredible. That's a new technology that NIO is bringing to the space of electric vehicles. And they're slowly opening up these factories in the European market. And these things are a huge expense for NIO, but they're hoping that this will pay off long term. Because when you compare the time that it takes to charge to the time it takes to swap a battery, it's fair to say these will be very necessary in a situation. If anything, swapping your battery with a NIO power station, it could actually be faster than actually getting your car pumped to fuel. Because every time I go to the gas station, it takes me anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes because I got to get out, got to put my card in the card machine, I got to pump the fuel, which takes at least a couple of minutes, got to walk in the store and pay for it. Or sometimes, depending if the system allows me, I can pay for it right there if there is a card machine. But what happens when you have to wait? Well, when you have to wait, I could be waiting anywhere from 5 to 10 minutes. If it's quiet, you can actually, juice up your car pretty quick, but it's not instantaneous. It's very similar to a gas station, I would say, getting your battery swap. If we remove the time it takes to wait, once you're getting the battery swap or you're getting your car pump of fuel, I think the NIO swap station could actually be faster than the traditional petrol or diesel station. And that in itself is remarkable because this technology will only continue to get better. It will only continue to get more efficient, and they will only continue to build more of these swap stations. And of course, we're going to need more. Whenever you go to a gas station, there's typically anywhere from 6 to 12 pumps, right? Now, when you go to a NIO swap station, it's typically only one car that can be swapped out of battery at a time. They need to look at fixing that problem, and it's not a cheap problem to fix. It's actually a very expensive problem to fix. But this gives NIO an exclusive right to this technology. And other companies who would like to build a competing technology, what they're actually doing first is they're looking to use NIO's technology because the infrastructure is already built out in China by thousands of swap stations, and they're looking to increase that. And this is one of the reasons why people view NIO quite differently from Tesla. People view NIO as a really valuable electric company for the future age, and it really is. The cars that they're making are incredible. People really like them. They've proven that their technology is great. They've proven that, if anything, the company shares right now is undervalued. With a few other companies, something to keep in mind is that it's reached a target of building 1,000 power swap stations in 2023 and pledged to establish another 1,000 in the next year, as well as 20,000 chargers, as the company keeps investing in infrastructure to help lessen customers' range anxiety. Once considered one of the brightest rising stars in China's electric vehicle market, NIO has fallen short of its sales target and continues to post losses. Well, of course, it's posting losses. Any electric company that is in the stage of development, of startup, they're losing money. In fact, that's the point. The only electric company that's not losing money is Tesla, and that's because Tesla's been doing it for like 15 years. A lot longer than 15 years, if anything. Tesla's been around a lot longer than 15 years. But how long has Tesla been building out their charging infrastructure, their factories? Well, that's mostly been quite active in the last 10 years. It's taken them 10 years, if not more. And I remember for a very long time, people were quite negative against Tesla. Now Tesla is doing absolutely incredible. They're going for, 3 million vehicles this year? That's going to be incredible. So, of course, NIO is losing money. Other EV manufacturers are losing money as well, like Polestar. The only one who's actually profitable right now is Tesla, and Tesla has earned that because they've struggled for so long. But that's not to say that these companies like NIO won't be successful because they're struggling right now. Companies do go through difficult times, but people view it more as the end of the world instead of looking at it as a position of where the company could improve upon its failures. And that's really what we want to keep in mind. Can these companies improve upon their failures and correct their mistakes and improve upon that year and year? Improve upon deliveries. They're building out their infrastructure. That's key for electric vehicles. And a lot of companies have been cutting jobs, especially EV companies, tech companies. They've all been cutting jobs. They've all been looking at ways out how to save fund. Right now, they want to save a lot of fund because there's so many competition out there. It's not always so straightforward to get funding for your company because there is a lot of competition out there. A lot of investors, you give them the chance, would you like to invest in NIO or Tesla? They'll choose Tesla because Tesla is a guarantee, almost a guarantee, while NIO and almost every other electric company are seen as risky. And of course it's risky, but Tesla was also once considered a risky company. Up until the last 2-3 years, Tesla was considered the biggest risk an investor could ever make. Let me reiterate, a few years ago, Tesla was considered the biggest risk any investor could ever make. So the fact that now investors are all praising Tesla, it just shows you the market really doesn't understand itself and you can often outsmart it. So just think strategically, please. Now, early in December, NIO signed a deal for $2.2 billion cash injection from Abu Dhabi-backed fund CYVN Holding. Upon completion, CYVN will own a 20.1% stake in NIO and can nominate 2 board directors. 20% is a lot for any company to just outright own of your company. It gives them a lot of votes and 2 board directors. That's an enormous stake in a company. So that $2.2 billion, I surely hope it was worth it because that's a lot of your company to give up for 2.2%. But here's my question. Did they own a percentage of the company previously before this deal was signed? Because maybe they owned 15% previously and adding 2.2 billion just increased their percentage by 5.1%. So it's possible that they didn't pay 2.2 billion for 20% of the company because that would be ridiculous. I'm just saying, it's obvious. But this new car by NIO, it is really extraordinary. One of my favorite things about this vehicle is just the incredible detail. The detail that this car has, especially interior-wise. Exterior-wise, it looks very similar to other NIO vehicles, but a little bit more beefed up. You can tell we're getting a bigger battery in this electric car. And I can clearly tell they're probably going to want to bring this vehicle to the European market as soon as possible, because I can see this doing very well in Europe. It can be competing with quite a lot of Audi sedans, Mercedes, BMW sedans. And you know the German companies, they don't really want that competition. But it's quite inevitable. NIO is planning to enter a more lower tier city in China to head off competition. Company President Xing Li Hong said on Sunday such areas, while not provincial capital, were the most economically developed cities, contribute over half of the sales of BMW, Mercedes, and Audis, the exact competitors I was just telling you. These are the main competitors, of course. So they're looking at markets in China that are doing well for other companies, other German companies like BMW, Mercedes, and all these. And they're saying, you know what? We need to occupy those markets as well in China. This is our own country. We need to get those sales. Those are our sales to make. And they're right. They've got the infrastructure. Audi, Mercedes, BMW do not have that charging and swapping infrastructure in China. NIO does. They have an advantage. Now, the company gross margin dropped to as low as 1% in the second quarter before recovering to 8% in 3 months throughout September. It's on track to deliver 159,000 vehicles this year, less than two-thirds of its original 250,000 for this year. Its market value has slumped as much as 40% from a recent peak of 27.5 billion in August. Yes, the market cap has dramatically fell down. And that just tells me it's a good time to buy. And this is not financial advice. This is just my opinion. Please. I'm allowed to have an opinion, aren't I? Without giving financial advice. Let me just clear that up. But the firm is looking to slash expenses by around 2 billion in yuans in 2024. It has also signed a new partnership deal with a local automaker, including Zhongxing Shangang Automotive Co. and Geely Automobile Holding, on its capital-intensive battery swapping business. And it will move manufacturing fully in-house, which could help shave 10% off production costs. Yes, they entered a new deal with Geely. And this was a huge news because Geely owns Polestar and Volvo, and those are some of my favorite companies. Geely also owns other companies like their own, like Zeekr, and a very common supercar company known as Lotus. And as you can tell, Geely is using Lotus to develop new SUVs and luxury cars with the Lotus name. And that's going to be very popular for the luxury automotive market. But that is it for this video. I really like the new car that Geo has brought out to us. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed the video. Subscribe to see more, leave a like, leave a comment, and I'll see you in our next video. Peace.